Peace, love, and light. I am Damri Alma at Bay. This is Eden Rose, and Eden Rose is a way of life. I am coming on live today with my sunglasses on to do the daily divine message. I apologize. I have to give you guys an apology. So the last week has not been filled with very many readings from Eden Rose, and that is because I messed up and ate some food and hung out with some energies that kind of threw my energy off over the last week or so. And by hung out, I just mean, mentally. And so I had to kind of do a little bit of a reset. So, I don't know if you've ever heard me say this before, but I only do readings when I'm called to. I only do readings when my energy is aligned in order to receive the messages. Otherwise, to be quite honest, my ability to align with Source openly and have a clear communication, a clear dialogue internally, if my vibration isn't balanced, then it doesn't come out right. Something doesn't work. There's the disconnect. So I was a little bit disconnected because of the energies that I was working with, which, it's not a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. So I decided not to go live. I decided not to record any readings at all. But now, considering the state of the world and all the things that are going on, I realize that it's necessary for me to continue to be aligned to the degree that I'm able to give these readings, because I believe people are going to need them. So my biggest advice is, if you come across these readings, share them. You can even screen record them. They are posted for the most part on YouTube. I'm going to stop charging for all of my readings altogether for the next month or so, at least my online readings. And that's because I believe that the messages that I'm going to be offering should be offered globally. If you feel it necessary to compensate, that's not the word I wanted to use, but whatever. If you feel the need to donate, or if you'd like to offer some sort of, gift or offering of any sort, then do get in contact with me. My email address is edenrose, EDENROSE. The number is 586@gmail.com. That's edenrose586@gmail.com. You can email me. You can email transfer. You can also PayPal. I believe my PayPal is oh my gosh, what is my PayPal? I think it's Damri Alma at. But I'll double check, and I guess I'll put it in the not the comments. You know what I'm talking about, in the title. Anyways, if you're interested, email me. That's the easiest way. And then because I kind of I have different interactions with different people across the planet, across the world. So because of that, I kind of try to keep all of my options open when it comes to exchanging any sort of fiat or any sort of currency. So because of that, I'm just kind of very flexible. I receive what is offered in the ways that is, the most easy, the ways that are with ease and effortlessness. So whichever way is more feasible for you, I would be more than happy and gracious and grateful to receive any sort of donation. So thank you for those of you who have sent me donations. I so truly appreciate it. This is going to be a space moving forward with my tarot that is going to be transmuting and transitioning. It's going to be a space where there may not be a solidified way in which I do things, again, because I'm following spirit, I'm following the divine, and that sometimes leads me to make changes wherever it's necessary. So that kind of causes me to sometimes not be able to, for instance, offer readings for a set cost. And so I would prefer to just give them for free. So if you'd like to donate, please do that. If you'd like to donate on a monthly basis, you can find me on Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/EdenRose. Okay. That is where you can find my channel on Patreon. And again, it's really, really a really, really low amount. I've actually reduced all of my, I closed down my Patreon and I opened it again. And I've reduced all of my prices to $1.11. That is in US dollars. And it's a monthly charge, and it's just for people who want to continue to donate to myself, Eden Rose Tarot, and continue to do so on a monthly basis. So those of you that are already doing that, thank you very much. I truly appreciate your efforts in adding to this sort of offering to the world. This is very much part of my mission. So receiving compensation, receiving some sort of gift in return for my offering here, it overwhelms me. I am incredibly grateful for it. So even if I wasn't receiving anything, the gratification and the wholeness that I feel in offering these messages to you guys is enough. So the extra, the added donations are a huge plus, and it helps me to be able to continue to bring these things forward and have the conversations that so many of us are so desperately needing. So with that, I will start this card reading. I'm going to start with, I realized that I don't have my archetypes deck with me. So I'm going to start with the Moonology, and we'll go from there. Ooh. I don't know why that song's in my head, but perhaps that's part of the message. You know the words. Okay, enough tomfoolery. Enough tomfoolery for the reading. We'll get started. I'm feeling the need to read from the book today, so that's what I'm going to do. As usual, if you catch this reading and it's live, all of my readings, I'm going to have to keep repeating this. If you are able to catch the readings live, remember that it becomes basically a personal reading for you. Whether or not the whole reading is for you, or if there's a small portion of it, if you stop on my channel and I'm in the midst of a live reading, stop and listen. There most certainly is a message for you. Okay? I'm being asked to give you that information. So there you have it. Yep. Hold your vision, fixed moon. So right now, we just had a fixed moon. 2 nights ago? 1 night? 2 nights. 2 nights ago. There was a fixed moon. I'll show you guys. It's going to be backwards, but so be it, right? Beautiful moon setting, beautiful mountains in the back. Whenever you have the imagery of mountains, it always represents, for me, it always represents internal search. It always represents the return from, it's the journey of the lower self that the lower self goes through in order to meet the higher self and have an amalgamation of sorts, have a joining of minds, a joining of energies, and transmutation, right? Shifting from one frequency into a higher frequency. So that's kind of the journey of that's the energy of the mountain, okay? So with that in mind, let us read from the book. It's a fixed moon, which means, oh boy, I always have a hard time finding the moons that I need in this book because there isn't any order in particular. So give me a moment, please. Gibbous, full, quarter, balsamic. But did I miss it? Hold on. Gibbous, quarter, new moon. What's going on here? No new moon. Give me a second, guys. I know this is like a super long intro before I actually start reading, so I appreciate you still being here with me if you are. Thank you. Sorry. That was a good pause because my mom is calling me. We will have to call you back, Mom. New moon. No, that's the eclipse. Guys, give me a second. Waxing, waning. Here we go. Cardinal, mutable. Fixed. Is that where we are? Fixed moon? Yeah, there we go. All right, the fixed moon. Hold your vision. There are two main possibilities with this card. The first is that you need to stand firm in whatever situation you're in. The second, very different, interpretation is that something is stuck. That could be referring to the situation you're asking about. If that's the case, have a think about what you can do to grease the wheels so that events move forward. Are you being stubborn? If so, that's great, because if you really want things to change, there's a solution. Stop digging your heels in. Whew! Be the one to break a deadlock. With two interpretations for this card, it's up to you to decide what's going on and which meaning applies to you. This offers up a chance for some self-reflection. So most certainly, like I said, self-reflection, the journey going inward. What I'm receiving from this card is that there are some decisions to be made within yourself that are going to be the foundation of the next chapter in your life. That's what's going on here. And perhaps you have been feeling stuck. Perhaps you've been feeling blocked. I know personally I have. Like I said, I haven't posted anything because of that reason exactly. I've been blocked. I've been stuck. My connection with Source has been, on a pause, on a break. But it has to do with my own decisions. It had to do with my choices in the energies that I allowed to be around me or, allowed myself to mingle with. And also the food I was eating and the fact that I didn't drink enough water. There's lots of stuff incorporated, but for me, I know that was sort of the main juice. So you could be feeling like you're stuck. You could be feeling like there hasn't been movement in a certain situation for you. Or you've been wanting to, trying to get things moving in a situation, but for some reason it isn't working out. Something, someone, some energy has been sort of blocking you from being able to receive. Give me one moment. I'm going to drink my, I don't like saying the name because that's like, but these guys. Yeah, that's my goddess. I call her Hecate. Ocean. She goes by many names. Anyway, so let's pull some tarot and get some specifics about this situation, okay? Most certainly there's a block between you and what it is that you're wanting to do. Whatever situation this is, obviously it's different for everyone, right? But there's a block between you and this situation. And I am kind of getting I pulled some cards earlier, I'll be honest. And I'm kind of getting the feeling that, I pulled the Eight of Swords earlier. It's just sort of sometimes I do like a precursor of what the energy is going to be for the reading. I pulled the Eight of Swords, and I pulled the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, everyone likes to say it's heartbreak, it's like, third-party energy when it comes to love. This is not a love reading. So when it comes to the Three of Swords and then paired with the Eight of Swords, it has to do with a third-party energy, yes, but the third-party energy is the block between, so the two parties that are wanting to come together, you and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, those two energies are being blocked by a third energy, right? That's the third party, is the energy, the situation, the person that is blocking the connection. Okay? That Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords put together, however, is more of like a, it seems like it's so funny because I'm receiving messages from myself as I read this. It seems like there is usually the Eight of Swords for me is almost like a blocking or an energetic block between what you're doing now and what you're trying to achieve. However, the block is initiated and created by you. However, this is not you. This is entirely different, which is why it came out with the Three of Swords. It's third-party energy. You understand? Outside of you. So let's get cracking and see what comes up again. Let's get cracking. Page of Swords, yeah. There is going to be a message that comes forward. It's not going to be what you want it to be. It's not going to be what you expected it to be. It's going to be a little bit less than. However, the message is going to help you to move forward and take strides towards getting what it is that you want out of this. The trouble here is that patience is required. Okay? Patience and it's like that saying, turn the other cheek, look the other way. All of the energy that's being put towards blocking your ascension in this area is very, let's call it young, let's call it naive, let's call it lacking maturity. The energy that is blocking you is lacking maturity, which means it's not something that will stick unless you allow it to. The third party energy can only persist, especially after you acknowledge it and you know that it's there. It can only exist if you allow it to. And so this third party energy is coming in real unstable. It seems like it's stable, right? Because it's there blocking you, but it isn't. It's actually quite immature. It's not a matured energy, which is a great thing for you because, it's easier to battle. It's easier to I don't want to say control, but it is. It's easier to control. It's easier to manipulate because it's not a mature... What is going on with my throat chakra? It's not a mature energy, which means that it's going to be easier to battle. It's going to be easier to kind of sideswipe, okay? Right now, there is a call for you to refocus. There was sort of like a point where you could have gone left or right, like, okay, I'm going to focus on these things versus focusing on those things, or these things instead of those things. You not chose the wrong energy, but you're now spending too much time focusing in one area. It's time for you to focus back in a balanced way. So if you feel like there's this situation that you're in is that's blocked, right? The reason that it's blocked, the energy that's blocking it, has a lot to do, this immature energy, wow. It has a lot to do with your focus. It has a lot to do with what attention you are paying. Okay? What are the words? Where attention goes, energy flows. Okay? Where you've been putting your attention, it's your attention, your energy, the connection between you and this space has now been, overused. It's time for a shift. Whether you've been focusing on this thing for 10 minutes, 10 days, 2 days, it doesn't matter, 10 months, whatever it is, because everyone's different. It's time to refocus and bring your attention back to a more balanced, a more balanced perspective. So taking all the left side and the right side and allowing yourself to kind of sit on the fence. This situation requires a balance. You cannot choose one over the other. It's going to require not a choice, but an energetic attention, right? What you place your eyes upon, where you're looking, that's balanced between both options. Okay, I'll tell you, this reading is starting to make less and less sense to me. I am hoping that it makes sense to whomever is receiving this, whoever this reading is for, because I'll tell you, I got my message in the beginning and I don't know what's happening anymore. So hopefully this makes sense. Okay. So you're moving towards this space of clarity. You're moving towards this space, peace. You're moving towards this space of clarity and this space where you're on top of things. This has a lot to do with business and your ability to create wealth. So what's happening here is that where you had your attention focused, and this call now to have you refocus in a more balanced way. When you're able to be more in a balanced space, that's when you'll be able to receive what it is that you're meant to receive from this situation. It's not supposed to be that hard for you. It's supposed to be a lot easier. And so if there's a battle going on, having to do with money, especially, or something that's owed to you, or something that you're supposed to be receiving, it could be that, it could be something else, but I kind of feel money right now. You're being asked to approach it from a balanced perspective. You're being asked to not just look at this aspect of things or not just look at those aspects. You're being asked to look at all of it and then be comfortable with the fact that there isn't a decision that is going to be made, at least not right now. The position you have is to be balanced so that the people or the energies around you can fall into place. You are the one who's holding things together. You're the key in this situation. So your position is to be balanced and then allow everyone else's energies to balance themselves out as a result of you having already found that balance within yourself. So you kind of hold the key in this situation. Although the third party energy is, there's a block, there is something blocking you from being able to move forward in this situation, and the block is not within you, but you hold the key to releasing the block. And again, that has to do with balance. I'm going to pull one more card. There it is. So the Nine of Swords and the Ace of Rods. Okay, 2 cards came up. So the Nine of Swords is self-confinement, right? Like I said before, when I pulled the 2 cards earlier, it was like the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords, and together they represent it seeming like it's you that's blocking yourself, but actually this is an outside energy. Like I said, now you have the Nine of Swords, which is 100% self-blocking, like something within me has a belief that stops me from being able to do this. It seems like it's you. It is not you. You've actually been offered the power vibrationally to be able to rectify the situation. But your belief system, where you're focused, the positivity that you allow to happen within yourself needs to be increased. So I'm hearing, it's not self-help, but those are the words I'm getting. It's more like positive mindset, making sure you have affirmations on a daily basis that's reminding you of your power, reminding you that you're the key, reminding you that as you change your energy, other people's energy will shift as well. So, the advice here is to add affirmations to your daily practices to make sure that you're affirming clarity. You're affirming that you are clear. You're affirming that you're receiving clarity. And then what that will do is it will help you to see things more clearly. Even if this situation doesn't get rectified, you'll be satisfied with the way things are because of your balance internally. So you're being offered this like almost like godlike energy where you are the balancer of this situation. It's time to stop sort of blaming yourself. It's time to give yourself a little bit of a pep talk rather than the opposite of that, like getting down on yourself. It's time to really boost yourself. Nobody's going to be your cheerleader except for you. So at this point now, you're being offered the energy of the cheerleader, the internal cheerleader, get myself moving. and it's like anteed up, like it's super duper high. So use it and make sure that you are beginning to reverse some of those negative mental speeches that occur within you, because you're the key to this situation. And the moment you're able to balance yourself out energetically, emotionally, everything's going to smooth itself over in a very quick amount of time. So I will that these messages were received with love and in peace. I hope that they were helpful in some way. With that, I will say peace and love to you. And I will hopefully be on tomorrow. We'll see. Usually I don't read on the weekends, but because I haven't posted much lately, I'm probably going to go through the weekend with a whole lot of lives or a whole lot of posts. So, mwah, I love you. Good to see you, by the way. Bye.